Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024. I'm Reverend Dr. Darrell Watkins, the senior minister here at Sunshine Cathedral.
I am Reverend Dr. Robert Griffin, the executive minister. Faith and religion can be complicated for the LGBTQ+ community. Surveys show that evangelical faith is the justification for the greatest attacks on the LGBTQ+ community.
I am Reverend Kevin Tisdall, the Minister of Education. The Queer God Squad is going to explore our religious community. Let's explore the big news of the day and what it means to you.
I am Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, the Minister of Connections. This is live, and then we are available on demand. We are available on all smart televisions and your favorite social media.
At Sunshine Cathedral, we're here to tell you that you're God's miracle, not God's mistake. This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. Queer God Squad wonders, what is the purpose of life? In a recent discussion on subreddit Ask, members pondered the age-old question, what is the purpose of life? Delving into existential inquiries, participants shared diverse perspectives on the meaning and significance of existence. The post is now removed, but we feel obliged to offer our perspective on the matter. At Queer God Squad, we perceive the purpose of life as multifaceted and deeply personal. For us, it encompasses embracing authenticity, fostering love and compassion, and contributing positively to the world around us. We believe in finding fulfillment through self-discovery, nurturing meaningful connections with others, and striving for social justice and equality. Our understanding of life's purpose is rooted in our journey as queer individuals navigating faith, identity, and community. We recognize the importance of embracing diversity, challenging societal norms, and advocating for inclusivity and acceptance. Ultimately, we view life as a profound opportunity for growth, discovery, and empowerment. It's about living authentically, loving boldly, and making a positive impact on the world, leaving a lasting legacy of compassion and understanding. I have stopped looking for the meaning in life, meaning of life. I feel like the deck is stacked against you with that, to decide that something beyond you decided a meaning. And now it's your job to spend your, 7, 8, 9 decades trying to work it out. And then what if you get it wrong? Or what if you don't, get far enough or whatever? I don't know that there is one meaning, and I don't know that I'm smart enough to work it out if there is. So I don't care. As best I can tell right now, at 39, the best I can tell, I'm young still, so I'll get there. But the best I can figure, the best I can work out is that the point of living is to live.
Yeah.
That the purpose of life is to live, and then how we live determines, what it means, what it all means. Does life mean chaos and cruelty? Does life mean love and hope and peace? Does life mean connections and friendship? Does life mean struggle? It depends on how we're living our lives and what we're experiencing. I think if if the bombs are falling, what life means is trying to find shelter and try to get the hell up out of there. If the famines lasted 5 or 6 years, I think the meaning of life is trying to find food and water and trying to help your community survive that difficult time. So I don't know that there's one meaning. I sort of like the philosopher Camus and the whole absurdist movement, where absurdism would say there isn't any meaning to anything. And once you accept that, then you're free to make meaning. And in your making of meaning, that's where you find fulfillment. That you decide what you're going to make of things. That things maybe don't necessarily have an innate meaning, but because that is true, you are free to make any kind of meaning you want to. So you can make it funny, you can laugh at it, you can make it serious, make it your life's quest. That you are at choice at that point. So I don't know what the meaning is. I don't trust anyone who thinks they have sorted it out. But I think probably the best shot we have at figuring out what life means is to live it, to live it well. And for me, living it well means living it lovingly. That's compassion, that's with hope, that's with kindness, that's with generosity. And that's the best I can do right now. When I'm older, when I hit my 40s, maybe I'll have a more profound look on it. But right now, I think it's the point of life is to live it.
Well, I'm 39 and a half, and I have lived through a number of changes in our world. I grew up in a time where segregation was still a real thing, more so than even now. Segregation now, segregation later, whatever that crazy guy.
Pool in Alabama.
Yeah.
Wallace
Segregation
said.
forever.
I remember when we were traveling from New York to visit family in the South, there were places that we could not stop at because we still were not allowed in those places to buy food, to use the toilet. I remember the civil rights movement when things started to change, when Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act. I remember going to the moon. That's a positive. I remember.
Did that happen?
Absolutely, it happened, and we all were sitting in front of our television watching that whole thing. I remember the real beginning of the gay rights movement. I remember reading about Stonewall, not really understanding. I was still a preteen then, but I remember the changes that started to happen. I remember when women received autonomy over their bodies. When Roe v. Wade was decided, supposedly till the end of time, we found out that the end of time was when a couple of crazies got on the court. What I'm saying, though, is that I remember that there have been so many things that have changed our lives time and time again. So to try to nail down the meaning of life, that's well beyond me, and I think well beyond most people. I love the idea of living my life to the whole. I love the idea of knowing that the bombs may fall on occasion, but I'm able to survive them and I'm able to move forward. So I think the meaning of life on this tiny little blue dot in the middle of nowhere is, and I say it often, I know that our viewers may get tired of hearing it, but our only goal in life to me is to make someone else's life just a little bit better, just to help them to see that, yes, you are walking through shit, but you don't have to stay. I can show you a shower. I can show you a better way. I can show you that you are worthy of everything that a good that life has for you. So if I live my life to its fullest, it means that I've helped a number of people find their way out of the ugliness that they may be in for the moment.
Right. To me, the meaning of life is very subjective. It's very different for every person. And I can only speak for myself and what life means for me. And for me, that is finding love, finding care, finding happiness. For me, see a need, fill the need. And hopefully offering the same thing to other people and helping them to find the love and the care and compassion that they need. That, for me, is my meaning of life. I can't really speak for everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, think about the meaning of purpose of life. It sounds like we're trying to fill in that dash between our birth date and death date.
Yeah.
You know, and that dash is a whole lot about us. But, you know, every morning we wake up, it's a new life, it's a new opportunity.
Right.
It's a new meaning to find purpose, it's a new meaning to find, you know, how to make the world a better place, how to make my life a better life. And,
Right.
You know, so I think you just get a new opportunity with each and every day. So what is the purpose of it? What is the meaning of it? Do the best you can by yourself.
Yeah.
If you do the best you can by yourself, you can do your best you can by other people.
Right.
And so you live it to your fullest. And when you're done with that, have a glass of wine and celebrate.
There you go.
You know, I think that there's, but if you think there's a predetermined purpose in life, that is so limiting.
Yeah.
Because now you're not going to try to live right now.
Yeah.
Because it's all sort of worked out for you. And if other people decide for you what the meaning is, oh, that goes really wrong.
Really
and
fast.
And we Christians have a really good example of that. Jesus was executed for sedition. His charge was being king of the Jews. He was a Jewish king. But Caesar hadn't appointed him as a vassal king. So to claim kingship within the empire was sedition. And that was a capital offense.
Yes.
Now, it was a horrible way to die. It was basically asphyxiation. It could take days. And then you were left on there when you died for scavengers to pick at your bones. And it was just all out in the open. And so as you were walking by, you would see rotting flesh, birds picking at eyes, the smell, are people gasping, trying to live one more minute. They would push up with their legs, and eventually they were so exhausted and so dehydrated they couldn't push up anymore, and that's when they died.
Yes.
And slowly suffocating. And so Jesus died a horrific political death, and people didn't like that. They couldn't stand that, and they started to try to make meaning of it.
Yeah.
And when they started to make meaning of this same thing that happened to a gazillion other people, happened to other people on that same hill that day.
Yes.
Well, now he's dying for you. He's a human sacrifice. God wanted it. He wanted it. It only works if you believe it. Because he suffered so horrifically, some people won't go to hell, but a lot of people still are. And we have a lot of just madness about grief and torture and pain and suffering that we've said this is the meaning of his life and death. Taking him completely out of his Jewish context even. The Messiah is a Jewish legend. Like the Messiah is coming and going to rescue us and liberate us from the oppressors. Messiah was never supposed to die, and certainly not to die for anyone.
Right.
So the Messiah was never to be a sacrifice. So by someone else deciding what the meaning of Jesus' life was and the end of his life was, we have 1,700 years of the Christian movement have been off the original message.
Yeah.
We're no longer this messianic Jewish movement standing up to empire. We are now the Christian empire, worshiping the heavenly emperor on the throne. We've gone terribly wrong. So if you let someone else decide what your life means, you might get lost in that story. And so the liberating Jesus has become the conquering Christ. And I think Jesus would be horrified by that. And I think it's where Christianity has gone wrong. Anyway, the whole question is moot anyway, because we happen to know that the meaning of life is 42. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So we have waxed poetic
42.
for nothing.
All right, very good.
Because we've known
There's
the
your
whole
answer.
time.
Yep.
I need our viewers to listen to what goes on at this table and understand that you can get a bit of this every single Sunday at Sunshine Cathedral.
Different kind of church.
We are a different kind of church where we speak truth to power. We speak facts to fiction, to nonfiction, sorry. We speak what a lot of places don't talk about. So when we talk about we are a progressive church, this is what we mean. We take the sacred texts and bring them to life. We tie them, like Jimmy Carter used to do, to history. There's a history behind the stories in the Bible that humans wrote. So if we understand where they came from, what they're doing now, what we're doing with it now, we are better equipped to face the world. Whatever our meaning in life is, you can get a better meaning of it at Sunshine Cathedral. That's my
There you go.
So
There's
be
your
it.
commercial.
You know what? You might be biased, but that doesn't make you wrong.
Exactly.
Well, that's today with the Queer God Squad. We want to thank you for joining us. We're here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ plus community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's largest progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. And we are all in this together. Remember that.
You are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.